Hello, my dear children. Today we will study a new chapter Matilda Can Do Magic. This story is written by Roald Dahl. He was a British novelist, short story writer, poet, screenwriter, and wartime fighter pilot of Norwegian descent. His books have sold more than 250 million copies worldwide. He served in the Royal Air Force during the Second World War. So, most of the stories that he wrote were very controversial because, in almost all the stories, he showed children fighting against evil adults and overcome all sort of troubles which parents did not like. And some of his famous works are Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, James and the Giant Peach, and The Witches, among others. So you can also, many of them are adapted as movies you can watch. In fact, this chapter, Matilda, is also there in form of movie. You can watch it. Let's start the chapter now. Children, this is a story of a girl who is extremely intelligent and very bright child, Matilda Wormwood. She is misunderstood by her family because she is very different from them. And later she was sent to school where she develops a very warm relationship with her teacher, Miss Honey. And on the other hand, the principal of the school, Miss Trunchbull, was very strict, and almost all the children hated her, and she too hated children. As she gets tired of the constant cruelty, she begins to realize she has telekinetic powers. Telekinetic power means when you're able to move any object in front of you without touching it. You can shift that object from one place to another just by looking at it. So, this is called telekinetic power. So, she realizes that she has got this power and she uses this power to fight against the cruelty of Miss Trunchbull. So let's see how she is going to turn the table. Matilda Wormwood is a bright, intelligent, and gifted child, but unfortunately, her parents would rather have her watch the television than read a book. Her teacher, Miss Honey, recognizes her brilliance and tries to help Matilda learn more, but both her parents and the headmistress, Miss Trunchbull, refuse to allow her to do so. One day, when Miss Trunchbull visits the class and finds a newt in her glass of water, she accuses Matilda of playing a prank on her and threatens to expel her. Suddenly, the glass falls over and the newt lands on Miss Trunchbull, who is now angrier than ever. Everyone has seen that Matilda has not moved from her seat. Then how did the glass fall? As I told you in introduction that Matilda Worm is a bright, intelligent and gifted child. And what happens? Her parents didn't want her to read books. They wanted her to watch television. And her teacher, Miss Honey, she recognized that this child is very intelligent and she wanted her to learn more. But her parents and the principal, headmistress of the school, Miss Trunchbull, refused her. They didn't want her to read much. And as you know, Miss Trunchbull already hated children. And here, Miss Trunchbull, one day when she visited the class, she found a newt in her glass of water. Now, what is newt? It is a sort of lizard. You can see here, this is the picture of newt. So, she found that a newt was in her glass of water and she blamed Matilda for playing this prank on her, and she threatened her that she will expel her from school. While all these things were happening, that glass in which Newt was there, it fell and Newt climbed upon Miss Trunchbull. and this made her angrier than ever. While all the children started running out of the class when this happened, everyone saw that Matilda was sitting there only. She didn't leave her place. She was sitting there. Then how this glass fell? This was the question. So let's see, para number 1. Matilda did not join the rush to get out of the classroom after the other children had all disappeared. She remained at her desk, quiet and thoughtful. She knew she had to tell somebody about what happened with the glass. She couldn't possibly keep a gigantic secret like that bottled up inside her. What she needed was just one person, one wise and sympathetic grown up who could help her to understand the meaning of this extraordinary happening. So, when everyone was rushing out of the class, she did not move. What did she do? She was sitting right there. She wanted someone very understanding, wise, and sympathetic grown up to understand what actually happened with that glass. How did it fall? And this was like a big secret, and she can't keep it inside her. She can't keep it just to her. She wanted to tell this to someone. She wanted someone to understand her and also to explain her how did this thing happen. Neither her mother nor her father would be of any use, for they would not believe her nor realize what an astounding event had taken place in the classroom that afternoon. On the spur of the moment, Matilda decided that the one person she would like to confide in was Miss Honey. So, as I told you, that Matilda wanted someone to understand her, and neither her mother nor her father would believe her. They won't believe that Matilda had experienced something very surprising. And suddenly, Matilda decided to tell this secret to Miss Honey. Matilda and Miss Honey were now the only two left in the classroom. Miss Honey had seated herself at her table and was riffling through some papers. She looked up and said, "Well, Matilda, aren't you going outside with the others?" Matilda said, "Please, may I talk to you for a moment?" "Of course, you may. What's troubling you?" "Something very peculiar happened to me, Miss Honey." So she decided to tell her secret to Miss Honey. While Miss Honey was sitting in the classroom at her table and turning over pages, she looked up and asked Matilda if she is not going outside with the others, and Matilda told her that she wanted to talk to her. Miss Honey replied very politely and asked her what's the problem. Matilda said that something very strange happened with her. Now, see paragraph number 7. Miss Honey became instantly alert. Ever since the two disastrous meetings she had had recently about Matilda, the first with the headmistress and the second with Mr. and Mrs. Wormwood, Miss Honey had been thinking a great deal about this child and wondering how she could help her. And now, here was Matilda sitting in the classroom, looking particularly exalted, and asking if she could have a private talk. Miss Honey had never seen her looking so wide-eyed and peculiar before. So, in this paragraph, Miss Honey is quite worried about this child, as she knew that this child is extraordinary and she is very brilliant. Honey was very much worried about Matilda, and she really wanted to help her, as the past two encounters that Matilda had with Mrs. Trunchbull and Mr. and Mrs. Wormwood was really very bad. Here in this paragraph, it's not exactly given that what actually happened, but it shows that she had a bad experience with headmistress and Mr. and Mrs. Wormwood. So Miss Honey was worried and she wanted to help Matilda because she had never seen her behaving in such a strange way. Yes, Matilda, she said. Tell me what has happened to you that is so peculiar. Miss Trunchbull isn't going to expel me, is she? Matilda asked. Because it wasn't me who put that creature in the water. I promise you, it wasn't. So Matilda is sort of worried that Miss Trunchbull would expel her. And she promises that it wasn't her who put that creature in the water. Now, see paragraph number 10, 11, 12, and 13. I know it wasn't, Miss Honey said. Am I going to be expelled? I think not, Miss Honey said. The headmistress simply got a little overexcited, that's all. Good, Matilda said. But that isn't what I want to talk to you about. So here Miss Honey assures her that she knows that it wasn't Matilda who put that creature in the water, and also that Miss Trunchbull will not expel her. Matilda was quite relieved to know that she will not be expelled and tells Miss Honey that this is not what she wanted to talk about. She wanted to tell her something else. Now see paragraph 14. What do you want to talk to me about, Matilda? I want to talk to you about the glass of water with the creature in it, Matilda said. You saw it spilling all over Miss Trunchbull, didn't you? I did, indeed. Well, Miss Honey, I didn't touch it. I never went near it. I know you didn't, Miss Honey said. You heard me telling the headmistress that it couldn't possibly have been you. Ah, but it was me, Miss Honey, Matilda said. That's exactly what I want to talk to you about. So here Matilda tells Miss Honey that she wants to talk to her about the glass of water with the creature in it. Matilda confirms this that Miss Honey saw it spilling all over Miss Trunchbull and Miss Honey agrees to it. Matilda said that she didn't touch the glass and she didn't go near it. And Miss Honey said that she knows she has not done anything and she has also told Miss Trunchbull about this thing. That it's not Matilda's mistake. Matilda has not done anything. Now see paragraph number 19 where she tells Miss Matilda that it was actually her who did that thing. She made the glass tip. Now see paragraph number 20. Miss Honey paused and looked carefully at the child. I don't think I quite follow you, she said. Here Miss Honey said that she is not able to understand what she is saying because everyone saw that Matilda did not move from her place. Now how she is saying that she has only did this thing? How is this even possible? Now see paragraph 21. I got so angry of being accused of something that I hadn't done, that I had made it happen. You made what happen, Matilda? I made the glass tip over. I still don't understand what you mean, Miss Honey said gently. Now, Matilda is saying that she is fed up of being accused, being blamed for something she has not done. She was very angry. So, she made the glass tip over. And Miss Honey is quite confused that what does she mean? She didn't move from her place. Then how did she do it? Now see paragraph 25. I did it with my eyes, Matilda said. I was staring at it and wishing it to tip. And then my eyes went all hot and funny and some sort of power came out of them and the glass just toppled over. Miss Honey continued to look steadily at Matilda through her steel rimmed spectacles, and Matilda looked back at her just as steadily. I am still not following you, Miss Honey said. Do you mean you actually willed the glass to tip over? Yes, Matilda said, with my eyes. So here, Matilda confesses that she made the glass tip over and that too with her eyes. She stared at the glass and wished it to tip, and after that, her eyes went all hot and funny, and some sort of power came, and that made that glass topple over. And Miss Honey looked absolutely confused, and she was looking at Matilda through her steel frame specs, and Matilda looked back at her just as the same way. And they both were looking at each other. Miss Honey was absolutely confused, and she confirms again that she actually intended that glass to tip over. And Matilda says yes, and she did it with her eyes. That's it for today, children. If there is any paragraph that is not clear to you, please ask. Thank you.